Hey guys, I'm Rodin. Welcome to WaterBaby Tarot presented by Bomispirit. I'm doing the Mars Retrograde Aries energy shift reading today. So before we get into it, let's just briefly talk about the actual astrology, and then we'll go ahead and get into the reading. I might even do a little bit of a cosmic galactic spread. I think that's working really well for the energy shifts. So we've been waiting for this transit for a long time. You know, a lot of people have been talking about this transit for a long time. 2020 has been a crazy year. It's also been a year of really focusing on the death process of masculine energy, the breaking it down and building it back up and evolving and healing masculine energy. And of course, it's just what we label as masculine energy within ourselves, within our relationships, and of course within the collective as a whole, okay? So with Mars retrograding in Aries, retrogrades are nothing to fear. I feel like I have to say this every time I do a retrograde video. Retrogrades are a time to evolve and to improve and to grow. Do things kind of slow down? Do things get a little challenging and hard? They do, so that we can grow. They do so we can adapt and change and evolve, okay? Now with Mars retrograding into Aries, again, this is really emphasizing our masculine energy, what we label as masculine. Not to get in the whole everything just is what it is energetically thing, but just is what it is. As this retrograde energy comes in for us, excuse me, it's a time to really adapt and evolve in how we take action on things, how we accomplish things, how we go for things. Also, as far as like how we react, right? Like impulse control is going to be a really big one for this transit. But I'm really excited. So when it comes to transits, oh, excuse me, my throat's already not happy. When it comes to transits, again, it's how you use the energy. Nothing's really bad as far as transits go. There are challenging stuff and there's really like easy breezy transits, right? So if you work with this energy, you can have some really cool results come out of it for you. If you don't work with the energy and you fight the energy, it's going to be really hard and you're going to be very frustrated. So for those who fight this energy and don't work with it, you're going to find yourself being very restless, being very agitated, angry, like bleh, resentful, like stressed out, like you can't do anything, because when Mars energy retrogrades, it retracts, it goes within, it becomes internalized. So the things that we want to take action on and how we normally go about things or even react to things, we're having different reactions to that, right? And that's what causes us to kind of look at ourselves and evolve from it. So for example, if you're used to reacting to a certain friend in a certain way, just a really blatant example, let's say that then, like, you know, you're just doing your normal thing, being you. All of a sudden they start acting differently. They're reacting to you differently. It's a time to kind of like check in with yourself and be like, wait, why do I act like that with this person? Why do I say these things to this person? And then you check yourself, you go within and you deal with it, right? If you go about projects or goals or work in a certain like way or like a certain strategy, all of a sudden it's not going to start working as well, or people are going to start like checking you, or maybe even being resistant to you if it needs improvement. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean when, like, with this energy, you might come into challenges, you might come into obstacles, but it's really to just get you to improve and evolve in that aspect of yourself, okay? Those who really work with this energy, it's going to be really nice, okay? Because not only are you going to grow from it, but you're also going to be able to come into a lot of peaceful energy. That's kind of an interesting thing, because we associate with Mars like war and all that anger and aggression. That happens when you're not working with the energy well, right? When you're kind of fighting it, letting it rule you, and you're not really learning from it, that's what's going to happen. But if you work with it, you're actually going to come into an energy of surrender, which comes to an energy of peace within yourself, with other people, with people around you, work, any aspect of your life that you need to like look at with this. Now keep in mind, you want to look at your houses for where Aries is sitting. For the entire time of retrogrades, I believe it's in the late degrees, like 20 to 30 degrees, technically 29 and some change, but so check your houses for where that falls. Aries, 20 to 29 degrees. That's where it's going to personally affect you. You'll feel it, especially if you have any Mars, like any Aries placements. You're going to really feel it, right? Stronger than someone who doesn't have any Aries placements. But for where it will personally manifest for you in your life, check your houses for where Aries 20 to 29 degrees falls. This is all tropic, by the way, just so you know. If you're following Vedic, it is retrograding in Aries, but then it's going to go into Pisces, okay? So if you're a Vedic person, that's the information for Vedic. Go check it out. Just so you know. With Venus and Leo and Mercury and Libra starting out with this, it's actually really nice, because as we get the climactic hit of this energy, because it's like the beginning of the retrograde period, and then as it goes through the retrograde energy, like as time goes on, it starts to peter out, doesn't feel as intense, and then it goes stationary direct, all that stuff. But with Venus in Leo and Mercury in Libra starting us out with this Mars retrograde energy, it's really nice because Libra and Leo are kind of like putting us in a really fun, happy, creative, passionate sort of energy. So we're kind of starting this off already kind of optimistic. And we also have the full moon Pisces energy with us too. Optimistic energy. So we're starting off on a really good foot. It's just how you handle the energy. Now, when I was opening myself up to get ready for the readings, they really brought in the supermoon that's coming up, the new moon in Virgo. Right? There's a supermoon? No. Yes. No. Now I'm not sure it's a supermoon. I don't think it is. I could be wrong, so yeah, don't quote me on that. I don't think it is, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, going back to it. This new moon in Virgo, with all this Virgo, we are in Virgo season still, again, tropic. We are actually having the moon and the sun trine Saturn and Pluto. That's going to really help us break some patterns. That's going to really help us be like, oh, all this Capricorn planet energy stuff that's been breaking down for us collectively, and of course in our own personal lives and different aspects of our lives, depending on your houses, that new moon in Virgo, in general, new moon in Virgo is all about breaking shit down, like breaking habits and starting new habits, right? Getting back on track, getting kind of like a reset energy with our bodies and with just our daily routines and tasks and things like that. So this is the perfect time to be like, oh, all these long-term habits that have been getting in my way, that have been keeping me in this way of doing things, I can now change the way I do things with Mars retrograde, new moon in Virgo, and full moon Pisces closing out old cycles on top of it. This is the perfect time for the rest of September to really focus on how you can change how you do things, how you can check yourself and change how you react to people in the way of finding peace within yourself. There is peace and surrender. I've been talking about this a lot with someone recently. There's a lot of peace in that, right? So when we just like go into that fight mode, we're not really creating happiness for ourselves. I think it's going to be a big lesson for people in the next couple weeks, but that's my spiel on what's going on astrologically. I'm really excited to get into some cards, okay? I think a lot of you are just going to realize, like, there's a better, peaceful way of doing things. I think that's going to be the biggest lesson. There's a better, peaceful way of doing things, and there is a surrender component to that. And when you do that, and then you use the new moon Virgo energy to start your new habits and cycles and really implement that change for yourself, it's going to blow your mind. By December, well, in November, Mars goes direct, but December is only getting a lot of other energy that kind of comes into play with this. So by December, you're going to have a better skill set, you're going to have a different perspective, and you're going to have more peace and calm in your life because of all of these transits if you use it to your advantage. And then you get to go off with this new perspective and new tools and do things in a much happier, smoother, easy way where you're not as stressed out or you're not having to fight people or fight the universe and all of that, right? Again, if you fight this energy, the next few months and 2021 are going to be really hard on you. So I just suggest you work with it. Just work with it. Just work with it. Okay. That being said, let's get into some cards finally. Yeah, actually I want to start with why do I always forget the name of this? Radiant Wise. The Radiant Wise deck. I don't know why it always eludes me. Okay. What can the collective expect for this energy shift of Mars retrograding into Aries? Of course, because it's Mars, we are going to see some shifts happen in our relationships because it is that masculine energy. And then it's also aspecting Venus and Leo because they're both in fire signs, which again, Venus is feminine energy. So especially if you have Leo or Aries ruling any of your relationship houses, I would definitely expect to see a lot of this play out in your relationships. It is an internal process, but relationships are a big tool in how we grow as well, okay? But it is a lot of play on masculine, feminine energy. If I can speak today, I feel like my mouth isn't coordinated with what I'm trying to say. Anyway, any messages for the collective for Mars retrograding into Aries? Any messages for the collective with Mars retrograding into Aries? What should the collective be aware of with this energy shift? Yeah, they keep telling me surrender, 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 surrender. And it's not like and when I say surrender, I feel like I need to like elaborate with this. When I say surrender, I don't mean like just giving in and submitting to people. I mean like not allowing the tension of a situation or an obstacle to stay in that tension, to not stay in that tension that's created from issues and conflicts and all that stuff, to just surrender to the fact that, okay, this isn't working how I expected to. I need to accept that and adapt and figure out a way that will make me happy in dealing with this. It's all about adaptability, but that is also surrender, right? Especially with anything that you know you can't change. This will also lean into attachment and attachment issues. Learning how much attachment actually can take away your own peace of mind. Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting transit. Especially when it comes to how people are reacting to you, okay? Any messages regarding Mars retrograding into Aries energy shift, please? Any messages for the collective? Anything we should be aware of for Mars retrograding into Aries? Any messages for the collective for Mars retrograding into Aries? Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh my God. Wow. So you have 3 majors out of the gate. Ooh. Double Capricorn energy with Justice, Libra, and the Emperor, which is Mars. So not surprised that came out. Aries, Scorpio energy, could also be Taurus from his reader. Divine, masculine energy. Holy crap. Yeah, I'm actually hearing discipline. Discipline. That is all, I feel like that's all like Saturn energy, all right there. We've learned a lot in 2020 for those of us who've really been working with the energy. And of course, those who haven't, you've really been suffering because you haven't surrendered. You just haven't surrendered to the pressure that Saturn brings. And again, I know this is a Mars retrograde Aries shift reading. Sorry, my words, Yoda speak. But Saturn's been really wreaking havoc on the collective. Not wreaking havoc, I shouldn't say it that way. Just really putting the collective through a test, okay? I'll put it that way. But I do feel like this is the lesson of surrender and relinquishing control. The Emperor does like to control, right? And here's Mars right here being represented by the Emperor, which is the energy that we're honing in on. But I feel like this is a lesson in working with what's being given to you, in working with the things that become restrictions and what doesn't go our way. All about adaptability, right? So if we learn to relinquish control and understand that control really comes from within, we can only control ourselves, we can't control everything else. When we surrender to that, we find balance. We find balance and we find the way to adapt and we can get things done. Yeah. Wow. Any messages? Yeah, I'll take that. Page of Cups in reverse and the 2 of Cups in reverse. I'm hearing honesty is the best policy. Cancerian energy. Oh, this is interesting. Ooh. There's this energy of like needing to be honest with the self and others. Needing to be honest with the self and others. This is obviously played out in relationships. This whole I can control this. I'm not liking how this is going, so I'm just going to control it and I'm just going to change it. It's like once you have that lesson, there's almost a recognition of being honest with why we were doing that in the first place, right? Being honest of like where that comes from. And it comes from fear. It comes from insecurity. It comes from I need to have things a certain way, otherwise it's not okay, it's not okay, it's not okay. It is okay. It is okay. And this has played out in relationships. This has been something that's gone on within each of us and we've seen in the collective. And that's coming to light. That's almost like a light bulb moment after this moment of surrender and realizing where that needing to control and combat, and it needs to be this way and my way. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with the bounce back. I can't deal with restriction. All of that. Yeah. Learning to surrender, why we control in the first place, and how that has manifested within our relationships, and how it really leans into not being honest in what we're afraid of, and not being honest in what makes us insecure, or not being honest in what makes us feel out of balance. Wow. Oh, this is deep. This is deep. Like I said, Mars goes direct, stationary direct in November. I believe is it the 14th? I feel like it's November 14th. I could be wrong, but I think it's November 14th. But we do have a post shadow going into, I think, early December, if I'm not mistaken. So it's basically the rest of 2020, the chunk of the rest of 2020, where we're going to be working with this energy. Any other messages for the collective regarding this energy shift of Mars retrograding into Aries? Oh, that's it. All right. God, I can't get over these cards. Wow. Isn't that intense? Oh my God. Oh, that's intense. Oh, that's intense. Overall energy. We have the Eight of Cups in reverse. Piscean energy. Three of Wands. Yeah, I just heard switch. Three of Wands in reverse. Aries energy. Beautiful with the Chariot, Cancerian energy. Ooh, the King of Wands, Leo, could also be fire or air. With the Lovers, Gemini energy. I love it. Yeah, the Eight of Cups in reverse and Three of Wands in reverse. Like, this is that control. This is that attachment part that I was speaking on, right? Where it's like, we really, the reason we have trouble with surrender is because it doesn't make us feel safe, and that's all programming, right? That's very like 3D, 4D kind of like consciousness level. Oh no, things are changing. I don't know what's going to happen. I need it to be this way. That's where all that comes from. And that does lean towards attachment, right? Being attached to things or expectations really, that things have to go a certain way. So Three Wands in reverse is indicating the things that don't go our way, that don't go as expected. And that will happen. With Mars retrograding into Aries, plans are not going to go as expected. What you want may not come to you in the way you want it, but that attachment is what's going to keep you unhappy. The attachment to it. Again, this is that lesson, right? That lesson, that pressure, not just from Saturn, but, also from Mars retrograding into Aries, that we really don't have control over everything. We can only control how we react and how we adapt. And I do feel like this is learning that lesson. And when we learn that lesson of surrender, we maintain that balance. We can be balanced and we can get whatever we need done because we're adapting to what's being given to us, right? But as long as you stay attached to what didn't go right, you're not going to have any movement. You're going to be stuck, okay? But again, this is learning that lesson, which is why we have the Chariot with the King of Wands and the Lovers card. This is movement forward in a balanced manner with a higher level of decision making. That's why I look at the Lovers. Like, Lovers can indicate a choice. Some readers will say it's like head over heart. Is that what they say? Yeah. I was like, wait, what's the phrase? Head over heart decision. I look at it as a higher level of decision making. It's not just a surface level decision. It's going above and beyond and looking at it from a grander scheme of things, right? From that level of understanding of, okay, that didn't go right. I can't control that. I just got to keep it moving. Let me just adapt and take action to be proactive, and I will be successful. Beautiful. Some of you, obviously, this will be this will transpire in your relationships, right? Because again, learning that, I know it's like a broken record, but learning that lesson of surrender also has that light bulb moment of how we need to be honest of what makes us feel unsafe, what makes us feel unbalanced, what makes us feel insecure. We need to be honest about these things because we haven't been in relationships when we've been stuck in this way of doing things. We've been stuck in this attachment or needing to control or needing things to be a certain way and not working with the universe, not working with what we have. That has transpired with other people, guaranteed. I know all of us have experienced that on both ends, where we've done it to people and people have done it to us, right? So again, some of you, this might be about rectifying a relationship, but for the most part, It's about learning to maintain the balance within yourself, to adapt to changes, and learning that, okay, I can adapt, I'm resilient, I can always change the plan if I need to. There's always a way to be successful. There's always a way to get it done. And I don't have to stick to one game plan. I don't have to stick to the old way that I've done things. I can always come up with a new way. And that's how you maintain peace, by surrendering to that. Beautiful. Okay. All right, let's clarify some of this. Oh my God, this is a crazy looking set. Just crazy looking. What do I want to clarify? I actually want to look at the devil. Let's look at the devil here. Let me use Tarot Illuminati for this one. Start with the devil, please. For the collective, from Aries retrograding into Aries. Start with the devil. So as far as like where you're personally affected by this transit, like I said, look at Aries 20 to 29 degrees. But like I said, Mars in Aries is aspecting Saturn. I even mentioned this in the full moon Pisces video. Mars is going to be square Saturn for a little while, and then it's going to actually aspect Jupiter and Pluto as well, who are also in Capricorn. So I would also check Capricorn 20 to 29 degrees as well for where this can personally affect you, okay? Where you're learning to surrender in certain aspects of your life. Again, Tropic. Tell me about devil, please. Tell me about the devil. For the collective, regarding this energy shift. I really love this energy. Sorry, I'm really like marinating in it, especially for those where it's like this is the first time you can really see different paths for yourselves. Like for those who are working with this energy and you've been someone who's like very, very fixated on like, this is my way, this is my path, anything that gets in my way or my path, you have a hard time dealing with, or you have a hard time looking past or like adapting to, or having that resilience to keep pushing forward. It's like, this is going to change the perspective of so many people who can really use this energy to their benefit, of understanding like there's always a route to success. Even if we have to redefine what success is, all in the name of happiness and balance and joy. I like it. Anyway, I'm just loving it. Yeah, so clarifying the devil, way of the moon, Piscean energy, could also be Cancerian for me as a reader with the 8 of Cups in reverse. Again, I feel like I just feel attachment to the old way of doing things, attachment to the way I've always done them, attachment to my script, my path. This is how I do it. This is how I do it. I can't see any other way. All of that energy, right? That gets all triggered when something doesn't work out or we hit a roadblock. This could also indicate that full moon Pisces energy that I was talking about being at play here. With the moon and the 8 of Cups in reverse, this is not being able to see the way out. This was the path I chose. Now it's blocked. I have no other way to move. Yes, you do. It's an illusion. Moon's also illusion. You do. That's what this transit will teach you if you work with it. If you learn to surrender to acceptance that when you get a roadblock, make another road. Make one if you have to. Adapt and you'll be fine. Tell me about the devil. Tell me more about the devil from Mars retrograding into Aries, please. Tell me about the devil. Oh, beautiful. Tell me about the devil, please. Really thought it was going to give me another one. That's okay. So now we have Ace of Wands with the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, Virgo energy. This is wanting that new path. Yeah, I keep just getting the same thing over and over. So again, when you get a roadblock in any aspect of your life, any path that you're taking in a relationship, work, your own life, housing, whatever it is, and this is like, oh no, I've been blocked, I can't see the way out, I can't see the way out. Again, there is a way out. There's always another way. This is you wanting that new way. This is you wanting a path that is now, that can be available to you. But the 9 of Pentacles in reverse is not having the confidence to approach it. Just being honest. And that's what this energy does. That's like this old, some of you it's just old paradigm thinking. But some of you it's learning, again, how to adapt in an aspect of your life you're not used to adapting in. Oh no, I was going to get that job. Now I don't have a job. I'm unemployed. I'm not going to get a job. I'm not going to get a job. But this is your desire of really wanting a job. Even if it wasn't that job, it's learning that, hey, you can still make it happen. Failure doesn't mean you sit there and sit in failure. Failure is a time to grow and be successful. And that's also what this transit is learning. Some of you guys might have points during this transit that something's failing, or that you failed someone, or that you failed yourself. It's about learning that you have the confidence to get up back on that horse and make a new road to success, even if you have to redefine that success. Okay? Over energy, yeah. Prince of Pentacles in reverse, which is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So Virgo could also be earth or fire. Yeah. Full in reverse. Aries energy could also be Aquarius because it's a Uranus card. Queen of Swords in reverse, Libra, could also be air or fire. Yeah, it's all that same energy. Eight of Wands in reverse, Sag, with the Ace of Pentacles. Again, the new path, the new path, the new path. So just again, it's going to sound repetitive, so I don't want to go over it too much, but Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the Fool in reverse. This is, again, sitting where you're at in failure, whatever that hasn't worked out, whatever roadblock you've hit, feeling like you can't do anything, feeling like there's no path to take, because you can't see one. So Eight of Wands in reverse is my block card. So you feel blocked from having a different option or having a different path to success, or just that thing you wanted in general. Again, removing attachment to what you think your path is supposed to be. That's also something else that came up actually in the Patreon weekly messages I did this last Sunday. Like this judgment of our journeys, our journey. I guess we're all on a journey together. We're all in this together. The judgment of that. Like, my path is supposed to encompass all of these things. My path is supposed to look this way. You don't always know what your path is going to lead you to. You know what I mean? It's like, that's also why sometimes manifestation doesn't work, because you try to manifest what you think you want or what's best for you, and then you can't manifest it because sometimes it's really not for you. And the path and incarnation and journey and all of that we're on, it's to grow, it's to learn. Where you're supposed to be at age 60, you probably can't even comprehend until you're like at age 50, because you don't have the capacity to, because there's some lessons you got to learn first. You understand what I'm saying? So there's also a component here of not being attached to what you think your path is supposed to be about. Not being attached to what you think your path is supposed to look like. All right? Because if you hit a roadblock, you're hitting a roadblock for a reason. And maybe and when you hit a roadblock, sometimes you just need to adapt the way you're going about the roadblock to get past it and be successful. Sometimes it's that. Sometimes you got to change your idea of success. Sometimes you got to change the actual path. But the point is, you don't ever just give up. You can't just give up on yourself. Sit there for a while if you have to, have the human experience, but you have to keep going and keep moving. That is part of the journey. It's a quest. And I think, not to get all like deep on you guys, even the word quest is like, it's not about, I think it actually like translates or like really means like seeking. Like, it's not really about the end point. It's like, it's what has happened to you along the way. So I was getting really deep. I didn't expect it to, but yeah. So even if you can't see it sometimes, this transit will teach you how to see a new path, how to make a new path for yourself, how to get up after you've fallen off of the horse. All right, even if it means you just got to change the way you do it. Like I said, moving on. Don't want to get stuck in that. So then we have the Justice card with the Emperor. So again, you will learn how to do this in a certain aspect of your life. Aries, Capricorn, 29 degrees, tropic. And be that Emperor within yourself. Gender doesn't apply, but that is someone who is the master of your domain, the master of this aspect that is not going so well for you or hasn't gone that well for you. This is learning how to be successful in that, mastering it. I'm hearing mastering it, which makes sense because, like I said, Mars in Aries, which is transiting right now, is square Saturn, the disciplinarian, what I call the master maker, the teacher, so to speak. Okay, so definitely look at Capricorn too. Then let's go to this energy. With the Page of Cups in reverse and the Two of Cups in reverse. Again, there's this light bulb moment after the fact, after like realizing like this lesson, learning this lesson, that there's a need to be very honest of what we aren't comfortable with, what we're insecure about, what we're fearful of, that has thrown us out of alignment, that keeps us from really pursuing a path, that keeps us stagnant sometimes, and also how that's transpired in our relationships, because it definitely has transpired in relationships, and we will see that play out with Mars and Venus aspecting each other. And of course, if Aries, Capricorn, 29 degrees sits in any of your relationship houses, right? Because that need to control and having a person needing to be a certain way, a relationship to be a certain way, that's also part of it. We've all been in a position where a partner's tried to control us, or we've tried to control a partner through emotional manipulation or whatever it is, because that was our fear and insecurity of, no, this is what it's supposed to be, this is what it's supposed to be, this is what it's supposed to be. Surrendering that and accepting that we've done that to people and that it's happened to us. Again, some of you, this will transpire to some kind of reconciliation of a relationship as well, because there's needing to make amends there. Okay, but anyway, not to Babylon, but let's look at the Page of Cups in reverse. That moment of realizing what parts of us have been dishonest or inauthentic because of this need for things to be a certain way, or to have a certain level of achievement or success, or what that looks like in a certain aspect of our lives. Ooh, I feel like I'm talking a lot. I'm going to use Spellcaster for this one, actually. So the Page of Cups in reverse. Find the Page of Cups in reverse. Find the Page of Cups in reverse, please. Tell me the Page of Cups in reverse, please, for Mars retrograde Aries. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. I like it. I like that. Ace of Pentacles, again, I feel like that's acting as like the road to success. What you've labeled as that in whatever aspect of your life you're going to be experiencing this lesson, relationship, work, self, home, whatever, money, whatever it is, that road to success. Again, I just feel attachment to what it's supposed to be and or look like, releasing that, surrendering to the fact that that might change for you, or surrendering to the fact that the road you picked to go there might get blocked and you might have to adapt and change the road to it, okay? God, they keep bringing up relationships. They keep bringing up relationships. That could even, within a relationship, it can even relate to like how you guys communicate, because it is a page. How you guys communicate with each other might need to change or adapt. Even the way you see the person might need to evolve, because because sometimes when we look at a person, oh, so much information. When we look at a person, sometimes we're looking at them through the eyes of distortion, our own distortion and projection, and it's not a realistic view, and so we treat them however we are reacting out of our own distortion and projection, and vice versa. So there's also a need to just like, again, because it's that lipo moment of, oh, I'm not really being authentic in how I'm reacting because I'm attached to this idea of how it's supposed to go. Let's just surrender that and let it just be what it is, right? And having that level of surrender with someone allows a lot of honesty and clear sight, because you're not looking at them like, you're not fitting in like this. You're not fitting in my box like this. You're not fitting in like our dynamic needs to be like this, but it's not working. So like, how do I force that? How do I force that? Really seeing them, really listening to them, really hearing them, really feeling them, as well as yourself in context of the dynamic. I hope I'm making sense. This is a lot of information. It's really seeing it with clearer eyes and calmer eyes, because you've surrendered the idea of them, or the idea of the relationship, or the idea of where you're supposed to go with this person, and just kind of letting it be what it needs to be in the moment. Wow. So I'm at the Page of Cups in reverse. I don't know what I'm going to title this. Oh, yeah. Two of Pentacles in reverse, Capricorn energy, and the Four of Swords. Oh, damn it. Sorry. Hold on. Oh, my throat did not like that. Oh. I swear my phone is on Do Not Disturb. Water everywhere. All right. Oh my God. Yeah, that Two of Pentacles in reverse and the Four of Swords. Again, that Four of Swords is gaining that clarity, right? That's reflection and recovery and recharge, which I feel like is the energy a lot of us are going to have to use through this Mars retrograde Aries period to have these light bulb moments and realizations, to contemplate how to do things differently. And that Two of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, it's looking at the disruption and chaos. Oh, excuse me. The disruption and chaos that happens when we stay attached, and realizing we can just let that go as far as what our path to success is supposed to look like within this aspect of our lives, again, where it's affecting you personally. And for those where it's about reconciling with someone because of all these realizations and just letting whatever it needs to be in the moment with that person, releasing your idea of them, expectations, the path you're supposed to be on with this person. A lot of you, I gotta be honest, a lot of you who resonate with like twin flame counterparts, this is gonna be, if you work with this energy, this is gonna be a big lesson in just releasing what the twin flame counterpart path shit is supposed to be and look like with this person, okay? You might even release the idea that someone is your twin flame or counterpart because you're realizing it's just keeping you attached and unhappy, you know, and not in a peaceful state. But some of you definitely took a break from someone here, if that is about reconciling a relationship for you guys. So I have the Page of Cups in reverse. Beautiful. So I have the Page of Cups in reverse. So I have the Page of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I'll take that. Beautiful. Look at that. 8 of Wands, Sag energy, and the Emperor, which is Mars. So Aries, Scorpio, so Taurus for me as a reader. Again, this is exactly where you want to end up. This is forward action and movement, proactive energy, and a very healthy Mars, masculine energy of, okay, didn't go right, didn't go well, I release it, let me just move forward, let me just be proactive, let me just go, let me just go, let me just go, and work with what I got, work with what's in front of me, okay? This could also indicate a lot of talking or actual physical movement, especially because of the Chariot and the 8 of Wands. Some of you guys might actually be like quite on the physical move in the next couple of months, like moving locations or on your way to someone or even from someone. But I love that, I love it. Over energy, we've got the Star, Aquarian energy, healing and enlightenment. I keep hearing surrender over and over and over. That enlightenment light bulb moment of, oh, happiness and peace comes with surrender and acceptance and not forcing or being attached to an idea of how it's supposed to be, what it's supposed to look like, what they're supposed to look like, what it's supposed to sound like. It's like, it's all the supposed to. You're going to get rid of the supposed to's. Just release that. You're going to be a lot happier, and you're also going to realize how many more paths there really are for you at any given point. You just haven't been able to see them because you've been fixated on the supposed to, right? But beautiful. I love that we're ending with the Star. That is amazing energy. Yeah, I love where this is going, guys. I love it. Again, if you work with this energy, this is where you guys are going to end up, being able to see all of your options, all the paths, all the possibilities at any given point in time, because you're releasing attachment and you're surrendering to the changes that happen. Even if you have a plan and it has to change, that's okay. And in the context of relationships, releasing your idea of a person, you out of your own projection and distortion, or what your path with them and journey is supposed to be like. It's about being in the moment and stop trying to the shoulds, and eventually 5 years, we got to be here, we got to be there, like releasing all of that. And again, for those of you in the twin flame counterpart kind of boat, I really feel like you guys are going to start, a good chunk of you are going to actually release what a connection with who you identify as that for you is supposed to look like or be like. I do feel that really strongly. And again, some of you guys are just going to start releasing the labels for those who haven't released those labels yet. Wow. Beautiful. I love it. It's just, it's more progress for the collective towards unity consciousness and really, really embracing the 5D physical reality that we're in. I like it. All right. That being said, I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to do more like the galactic cosmic spread, and then I'll do advice for the elements, okay? So I'll see you guys soon. If you guys are leaving me here or leaving us here, I hope you guys got out of this, and I hope you guys really take to heart some of these messages because I think it'll really help you through this transit. And I wish you guys luck, and I'll see you on the other side. All right? Namaste. Hey guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on the second spread. Those of you who are new, I use the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck and the Starseed Oracle as a combined deck to do this kind of a spread. It's been fun. I don't think I'm ever going to stop doing it. Well, I'm sure there's a time I'll stop because, you know, change is inevitable, but blah, blah, blah. All right, let's get started. I love this deck, but, you know, it's big. It's Big Bertha over here. Okay. Any messages for the collective regarding Mars retrograding into Aries? Any messages for the collective for Mars retrograde Aries? Any messages for the collective, please, for Mars retrograde Aries? They're speaking to me about feminine energy. Hold on, what is this? It's weird. It's almost like hard to catch it. Oh, okay, this is gonna be interesting. So this I feel like what I'm about to say, I feel like is gonna play out in relationships. You might have this moment with yourself, almost like, first of all, I'm having a weird perception issue of feminine energy. So if this is happening with yourself, it's almost like there's been a lot of focus on your masculine energy. For some of you, not all of you, but for those who are resonating with this, who need to hear this, there's been so much focus on the masculine energy that it's like, it's almost hard to perceive your feminine energy, and like it's a time to, I'm almost getting like the feminine aspects of yourself are trying to be a little bit more known, a little bit more pronounced, which does make sense with Mars retrograding into Aries, because masculine energy is kind of like going into review, so to speak, kind of like retracting within, internalize, going in review for improvement and evolution. So feminine energy does kind of need to like come out a little bit more. So some of you guys need to pay more attention to your feminine energy. I'm also getting, for those of you where this is going to play out in your relationships, there's going to be this like, God, surrender is a big one for this transit. Okay, those of you who identify as feminine energy in relationships, some of you are going to have a really hard time with what I'm about to say, but I just have to say it. Surrendering to masculine energy. Well, hear me out. Don't get mad. Hear me out. Some of you guys are cool with that. Some of you guys are ready for that. There's this let's just talk. There's a recognition of that feminine energies had to be really strong. Basically, had to be really strong and is kind of exhausted and then like needing that TLC, needing that support, needing that love. And so that might play out in relationships where there's that recognition moment or a moment of recognition that's trying to happen. Because I'm getting a little bit of a perception issue from masculine energy on this of like hold the feminine, let the feminine relax, let the feminine just be nurtured and not have to do anything. Like it's that kind of energy. Like it's time for feminine energy to be feminine energy is almost like how it's coming to me. Like needs to be nurtured, needs to be supported, needs to be allowed to relax is also what I'm hearing. Feminine energy needs to be allowed to be prominent and bright, but relaxed. It's almost like, I keep doing it like this, like I'm trying to like collapse on myself. Yeah, it's almost like feminine energy has been like for the last few years really has really grown a lot and evolved within ourselves and the collective. Again, is within yourself and your relationships and the world. But there's still this energy of like feminine energy still has had to be somewhat masculine. I mean, let's be real. That's exactly what I'm feeling right now. And that needs to finally be allowed to fall away as masculine energy becomes more evolved to show up for feminine energy. But that needs to be perceived by masculine energy. So again, this could be happening within yourself where it's more like you need to allow the feminine parts of you to be very prominently feminine in a very divine, healthy feminine way as your masculine energy is coming into a more evolved state. Doesn't matter where you are in your process. It's not to say you're not evolved. All of us are pretty much evolved, but even more evolved from where we are now. Again, it's a never-ending growing process as long as we're here. And this will play out in relationships. But again, I'm getting that it needs to be perceived. Wow, it needs to be perceived. Okay. And again, they're labels for aspects of ourselves, but that was really clear. That was a really clear message right there. Whew. Yeah, it's almost like feminine energy needs to be allowed to like sit in the throne of feminine energy and be feminine and be that feminine, divine, creative powerhouse, but be allowed to with the support of masculine, very high vibe, healthy energy. Oh, wow. Let's see. Any messages for the collective, please, regarding Mars retrograding into Aries? Ooh. Any messages for the collective, please, for Mars retrograding into Aries? One more, then I think we're good. All right, we're ready. Whew. Any messages for the collective? Of course this comes out. Peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. Again, this is letting go of what you think is supposed to be, should be about yourself, other people, your relationships, your job, your path, especially your path. Please let go of judging your path. That has come up a lot. Let go of judging what your path is supposed to look like every step of the way. Even if you're planning years, especially if you're planning years in advance, please let that go, because whatever you think it's supposed to be now is more likely than not to change, right? That's what that is. You want peace, surrender and let go and just be. Nothing like let go of the should be, supposed to. Let that go. You'll be a lot happier, right? This is for yourself, especially your path, your relationships, other people, all that. That's how you're going to find true peace. Maybe I'll just label this video. Any other messages for the collective regarding Mars retrograde Aries? I'm so sorry, guys. I really thought that was on Do Not Disturb. Am I taking these? Yes. Yeah, baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. You don't have to know what it looks like. This is that whole, just start to get up. When you hit a roadblock, just start to get up, start moving in some direction. You'll eventually gain momentum. You'll gain more clarity. Whatever's meant for you is meant for you. As long as you're moving, as long as you're having momentum, you will eventually get to what is meant for you. You're going to make mistakes along the way. You're going to have moments of ebb. You're going to have moments where shit doesn't go right. It doesn't mean you've failed. It doesn't mean that, you've lost. It just means that you're learning and you're growing, as we all should be on this path. But just keep getting up. Just keep getting up and just keep moving, and you will eventually get to where it is you're supposed to be. Yeah. Direction guardian, choose your path. I love my job. Yeah, I mean, do you need me to go over that? I'm definitely going to sound like a broken record. Again, just get up and keep moving. You will eventually start to make a new road, a new path. Even if you don't know where it goes yet, that's fine. As long as you're following your intuition and it feels right, then just start. Then just try. Just try. Don't sit there and just give up and tell yourself you're never going to have anything and that you can't see anything else working out for you. Don't tell yourself that. Then you're not going to see all these different paths that are there for you. Again, let go of that. Let go of the should be, supposed to. Let go of all of that. Then we have spring. See your seeds grow. I love that. That's from the baby steps. As long as you keep going and you follow your intuition and it feels right, not like you think it's right, but feels right, you will start to see results of that movement, of that resilience, of that, you know what, I didn't sit there and I gave up. I kept going. And look what happened when I kept going. I actually got something in return. When you put energy out, it comes back to you. When you sit there and tell yourself there's no other way, or tell yourself you're never going to have success because it's supposed to look like this, should be this way, etc., 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 you don't get any energy back to you. You don't plant any seeds. Nothing will grow. As long as you keep going, you'll be fine. You will see a path. You will see a path, even if you can't totally see all of it, or even if you don't really know where it goes. All right. Let's get more cards out here. Any other messages for the collective regarding Mars retrograding into Aries? Any other messages for the collective regarding Mars retrograde into, ooh, yeah, shaman. Trust in higher forces. Again, trust your intuition, trust your higher self, and just have faith. Have faith that it's gonna work out. Again, whatever's meant for you is meant for you. If you just keep going, if you just try, even if you don't know what's gonna happen, and it just feels like, okay, this feels okay. This feels okay. My intuition's telling me, like, maybe I should keep, maybe this is going to be okay. Maybe it's going to be okay. And you keep the faith, it will work out. It will. Ooh. Yeah, traveler, moving in a new direction. Isn't that awesome? That's so freaking awesome. Oh God, you guys, I love this reading. I really do. I mean, it's all the same message. So I feel like I'm sounding a broken record, but again, let go of the should be, supposed to's, let go of the attachment of what your path is supposed to look like or be, or all of that. And it's supposed to have this and it's supposed to have that. Just let go of it. Let go of it. Especially when you hit a roadblock and you feel like you failed, let go of it. You didn't fail. It's really about getting up and keep going. Keep adapting, keep moving, keep trying, just keep trying. The path will show itself, and because you've tried and you put energy out there, you will get energy back and you will see growth from your efforts in some fashion. Even if it means taking a new path, just keep trying. There are supposed to be roadblocks. We're supposed to have moments where things don't work out. It's supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be that way. If it wasn't that way, life would be really boring. We wouldn't learn anything. It'd be a straight shot till we're dead. That doesn't do anything for anybody, right? We can't grow from that. We don't learn from that. That's just living day to day, knowing you will die at some point, but that everything is fine. Like that doesn't bring life or lessons or anything like that. So even if you got to move in a new direction, adapt, even change your perception of success, that's fine. Just trust that it's happening for a reason and just keep trying, all right? Overall, yeah, we have Weave the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, and birth as a portal. There's that feminine energy. No question, the feminine energy, also an energy of newness and new cycles. And again, a lesson learned that you can always find the road to success. You can always find the road to peace. If you surrender attachments, surrender expectations, you live in the now and you work with what is presented in front of you at that moment. You can't work with what you don't have. We have this tendency to to make a plan that's supposed to be like a 5-year plan and be like, well, we're going to have this and we're going to have that. We're going to have that. So then it'll work out. You don't have those things. Work with what you got. Work with what you actually have, because that's what you have in your reality. That's tangible, right? Those things you think you'll have, you might not have them, right? And then we're like, why did our plan not work? You weren't living in the now. You weren't working with the now. You weren't working with what you actually possess and what you actually have, including relationships, right? And there's such a peaceful, loving energy that comes with surrendering to that, all right? Beautiful. Underneath that, trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. This card keeps coming up for the collective, even for my patron collective. There's been this theme also in the collective of we're out of time. It's over. The window's closed. How are we going to do this? Oh no, we haven't built our new paradigm. We haven't built the new stuff. There's always time. There's always time. There's always time. Stop trying to jump a year ahead, 5 years ahead. Be now. Be now. Just be here. Be here and surrender to the supposed to's and start functioning off of your intuition. Start functioning off of your feeling and just keep going and function off of faith no matter where you end up and no matter what pivots you have to take. It's supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen. Okay. Now, God, do I even want to clarify anything? It's like, I feel like it's so clear. You know what? Let's look at the last card. I think everything else is super, super clear, but let's look at that last card of move in a new direction. This reading's taking a lot out of me. I'm going to use Witch's Tarot. Okay. Tell me about Traveler. Tell me about Traveler. Tell me about Traveler. For the collective, Mars retrograde Aries, please. My head's getting hot. Tell me about Traveler. For the collective, for Mars retrograde Aries, please. You know, this is also kind of a theme too. Like you guys are fixated on a path or a plan or what you think is supposed to be. I keep getting that. It's supposed to be this way. I'm supposed to be with this person. My journey's supposed to have this right now. Like the supposed to. I keep hearing that over and over. Some of you guys might actually gain opportunities when you're on a path, and that's going to throw you for a loop. Almost like this confusion of, wait, I'm supposed to be on this path. Why did this opportunity come in? Why did I meet this person? Why is there this new thing in my life or all these new things in my life? What am I supposed to do? Almost like confusion coming over you. If new things are coming into your life, again, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. Supposed to. Right? That's what's being given to you to work with. You don't have to work with these things, but if the divine intervenes and gives you something, they're giving it to you for a reason. Now, when I mean a reason, it's up to you to decide how you want to work with it. You can turn it away, or you can just accept it as part of your new path. You know what I mean? Yeah, I keep getting this confusion with that. Like not understanding how to work with a curveball. A roadblock isn't the only curveball. Some of these curveballs are new things and you're like, wait a minute. Consider the new thing. Why it's coming in and is it something worth working with? And, just surrender that it's been given to you, whether you reject it or not. But don't let it throw you for a curveball and confuse you. Yeah, just don't let it confuse you. Just look at it as, oh, this is on my path now. Is this going to add or take away? Let me just decide what feels right. Again, functioning off of intuition and feeling. Tell me about Traveler. Tell me about Traveler for the collective, please. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Capricorn energy. Could also be earth or water. Interesting. Tell me about Traveler. Some of you guys are depleted, energetically. Ooh, that's exactly what I was feeling. Knight of Cups, Piscean energy, could also be water or fire with the Chariot, Cancer, and the Ace of Wands in reverse. There is an for some of you guys, you guys are getting new opportunities, and you're like, no, I'm on my path, thank you. I'm on my path, thank you. No thanks, I'm on my path, go away. Some of this is romantic, doesn't have to be, but yeah, someone's seriously coming in, to give you something or offers being presented, and you're literally no, because this isn't part of my path. But maybe it could add to your path. Again, your path is whatever you make it to be. But be mindful that it's okay to accept new things too. Tell me about moving in a new direction. Tell me about moving in a direction. Tell me about moving in a new direction. Ooh, 8 of Wands. I like seeing that. See what we got here. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Oh, shit. Okay. Wow. Judgment in reverse, fire energy. Could also be Scorpio from user reader with the 8 of Wands, Sag energy, and the Emperor, which is Mars, right? Aries, Scorpio, also Taurus from user reader, divine masculine energy, and the 10 of Cups in reverse, Pisces. Wow, this is walking away. Yeah, this is definitely walking away and leaving someone fairly unhappy, just being totally honest here. And again, your path is whatever you make it to be. But if this is like a new opportunity, I keep feeling like a lot of you are saying no just because it's not part of your plan, or it's not part of the path that you thought your path was supposed to be. I feel like you guys are like, no thanks. No thanks. I'm going to keep moving on my path. Thank you, Emperor. Goodbye. With Judgment in reverse, ending it like right away. Again, I'm just saying we get new things sometimes because they can really add to our experience. Again, you don't have to take it. Our path is whatever we make it to be. But this is like a hard no, and I keep feeling like it's because you're not part of my path. You're not supposed to be on my path. Overall, we have the 6 of Cups in reverse, Scorpionic energy, 8 of Pentacles in reverse, Virgo, 4 of Wands in reverse, Aries. Now, like I said, some of you might actually end up needing to change your path and might need to like move away from a relationship. That can also apply to this energy, but I keep feeling really, really intensely. It's like, I'm on my path. Who are you? What are you doing here? No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. And then look at this energy. With the 6 of Cups in reverse, the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, and the 4 of Wands in reverse, it's like, you're really not wanting to look at this. And with the 6 of Cups in reverse, it's something about your past or where you've been, the path you've been on, that you're not wanting to acknowledge this at all. All right? Now, keep in mind, this transit is about taking action differently than you have before, letting go of attachments and expectations, but it's because of some kind of past energy that you're like, no. Some of you, Spirit is asking you to consider new things that come in on your path unexpectedly that you don't have to even work for. And of course, you hit a roadblock, please adapt and don't give up. But yeah, I'm definitely seeing that. Underneath that, we have the Fool. Aries energy, could also be Aquarius because it's a Uranus card. Queen of Cups, Cancer, it could also be Pisces or Scorpio. Ooh, with Justice, Libra energy. So again, I feel like some of you, Spirit's like, just consider taking a risk. It might end up working out differently than you expect. It might, it might shatter your expectations if you take a risk here. Definitely for some of you. So of course, your path is your path. Your free will is your free will. As long as you keep moving, you will eventually have the opportunity to enjoy what's meant for you. But if you hit a roadblock, don't give up. Just keep going and keep adapting. See all the different paths that you weren't allowing yourself to see before because you were withholding to a script or what have you. But if you get new opportunities on your path unexpectedly, like an unexpected surprise, don't shoo it away just because it wasn't part of your plan or your expectations. And don't allow your expectations, especially based off of past events, to hurt your chances at having something really cool that can enhance your path. Okay? Wow. Okay, time for elemental advice. If you guys are leaving us here, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading and the other one, if you watched the other one. And I hope you guys have a really good night and really enjoy this transit. And I'll see you guys soon. Namaste. Hey guys, welcome to the advice portion. I'm going to use Spirit Animal deck for advice. Well, actually, maybe not. I do a lot of Oracle decks. I really like using this one for you guys. Stick with it. Okay, I just heard stick with it. All right, we're sticking with it. Okay. Who's going first? Fire, air, earth, or water? Earth. Oh, wow. Earth, you're first. Okay. So Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Any advice for my earth signs? For Mars retrograding into Aries. Patience. Patience, really, for earth signs? Okay, patience. Wow, I just heard patience and chin up. Okay, patience and chin up. Any advice for my earth signs for Mars retrograding into Aries? Any advice for my earth signs for Mars retrograding into Aries? Any advice for my earth signs for Mars retrograding into Aries? For Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo? No? Okay. For Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Buffalo Spirit. Sorry, I do that a lot because it's like I'm just getting a lot of energy on and off during these reads. Buffalo Spirit, the abundant universe will provide, energy of 10. So cyclical energy, but there are blessings coming in here. Badger Spirit, be fearless and bold, energy of 4. And Groundhog Spirit, time to let go, another 4. You got 2 4s in a cyclical energy. That can be very synchronistic for you guys. Patience and chin up. There's change coming for you, earth signs, with this shift. Like a lot of change for the positive, but I feel like you're having a hard time believing it, especially with Groundhog Spirit. There's some stuff you're holding on to, and I feel like it's pain. I feel like it's pain and disappointment. Learning to let that go. Yeah, learning to let that go. Some of you, with whatever this is that you're still holding on to, and again, it's whatever aspect of your life is being affected by this transit. I do feel relationship with this, especially if you're Cappies. I do feel relationship with this. Jesus. Yeah, I can't stop looking at how he's holding that heart. Oh. There's change coming. There is a new cycle coming. You know, Capricorn had it. Yeah, that makes sense, actually, if I'm feeling Capricorn with this. Capricorn's reading was all about Saturn. It was all about Saturn. Don't let that get you down. Don't let the pain and disappointment you're holding on to affect your confidence either, or affect your expectation of what's meant for you or what you can have. Yeah, don't let it affect what you can have, what you know you can have. That's what I'm getting with this, especially with Badger Spirit. Like get back in your own energy, release that stuff, get back to your confident, stable self, because something big is coming. Some kind of blessing of some sort is coming, and it is coming with a new cycle as you let go of the old and let go of this cycle, most likely of Saturn for my Capricorns. But any other cycle you've been in, remember, full moon Pisces was all about closing cycles as well, because it was 12th house energy. But yeah, don't let the past affect what you can have and what you think you can have. And get back that confidence, get back your mojo by letting that go. Because it's coming. Something's coming. Something's definitely coming. All right? Wow. Okay. Who's left? Fire, air, or water? Advice for fire, air, or water? Fire, air. Okay. For my Libras, Geminis, and Aquas, advice for my air signs regarding this transit. I just heard fling. Okay. Well, you guys are having fun. Fling. Coming or going? Oh, going. Oh. Wasn't what I expected. Maybe it could be incoming for some of you guys, but I feel like there was like a short-lived fling, that energy that's coming in here. I don't know who needs to hear this, because this is not for everybody. I don't think you thought it was going to be a fling. Oh, that's like I guess that's going around. You didn't think it was going to be a fling. Some of you guys are having a really hard time processing that. Again, surrender. Surrender what you thought it was supposed to be. Surrender. You'll find more peace there, I promise. Any advice for my air signs, for Libras, Geminis, Aquas? Any advice for Mars retrograde Aries for my air signs, please? They're telling me spring. If you're in the southern hemisphere, we are approaching spring. But spring is an energy of like new, you know, it's the new cycles, it's the new thing, the seeds have sprouted, you know? You might not realize you're entering an energy of spring for my air signs with this transit. I feel like you're not aware of that. Nightingale spirit, love is all around. 41 breaking down to a 5. I like that. Koala spirit, spirit has a plan. You feel like that? Why do I like the koala's winking at you? 35 breaking down to an 8. Oh. Sorry, air signs. Give me a second. Ooh. And lizard spirit, dream the world into being. 38 breaking down to an 11. Lizard spirit is a manifestation energy. It's also strategy. It's strategy and visualization. Koala spirit is the blueprint card, indicating that destiny is at play. Nightingale spirit is an energy of embracing that surrender that also brings in loving energy and vibrations, and also understanding that the universe is there for you. Also indicative of a love interest being at play. Some of you could also be dealing with, manifesting it. Okay, thank you. Manifesting a partner that you feel like is really meant for you. Yeah, okay. So this, especially for those who have this fling energy. Sorry, I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, especially those who have this fling energy. This is basically the advice of just keep trying, right? Keep trying and keep focusing on manifesting the partner that is actually really good for you. I think for those of you who are in this fling energy, why does it feel so weird to me? Sorry, I'm getting that fling energy is actually very distracting. For those of you who are in this fling energy, I think this person, you kind of romanticize them a little bit, I'm just being totally honest, or possibly put them a little bit up on a pedestal, and it could be vice versa. But there was something there that wasn't energetically matching. I think you thought it was, but I guess that's why it's bothering me. It feels disruptive. I don't feel like it was. And that's why Spirit's like, hey, just keep your focus. Keep your focus, keep your intention, keep visualizing. Also, fantasizing is really good. They were saying fantasize. Allow yourself to fantasize about the partner that will actually be beneficial to you for your path and your purpose and your destiny and that sort of thing here, okay? Because I keep getting energetic mismatch. This is super specific for somebody. Again, yeah, it's going along with the message of the readings, letting go of the supposed tos. I feel like you kind of were trying to make it something it wasn't because you were fixated on it should be this way, it should be this way. And it wasn't. It wasn't. Some of you, I think this wasn't just a fling. It could even been I'm hearing a 2-year relationship. Actually, 2 years ago, Mars was retrograding in Aries in 2018 in the summer, right? August? I think it was August. Anyway, doesn't matter. But yeah, keep your focus and intention on something that is an energetic match. Something that is that right energy and not trying to force something to be something that it's not. Okay? Fire or water? Fire. Any advice for my fire signs for Aries, Leo, and Sag? Any advice for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. For Mars retrograding into Aries. Hearing the word flow. I feel like some of you guys are really good at that, especially my Saggies. Yeah, be in the flow. Just be in the flow and go with the flow, is what they're saying. Any advice for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. While Mars is retrograding into Aries. And find the joy where you can. I think there's going to be a lot of joy to be had as long as you're open to it. You see clearly now. 43 bringing down to a 7 with Owl. Owl to me is the High Priestess energy. So I like seeing that. Yeah, as long as you can see it, it's there. The moments of joy are there. I'm going to get more cards for you. You might be dealing with some people. Hold on a second. I kind of got this message for you guys, I think, in the last energy shift. There's something about what's on the surface is not exactly accurate. What you're seeing at first sight about people or situations, it's not authentic, or it's not genuine, or it's not real, and you need to be aware of that. Yeah, you need to be aware of that and look deeper. And I keep getting there is joy to be had, there's joy to be had, there's joy to be had. If you start feeling like things get really hard, some of you guys actually, that. Some of you guys might actually feel like you have a lot of people against you or scheming. That might be the whole like underlying something's not right here, something's not right. Some of you guys might have that, but there's still a lot of joy to be had if you are open to it, even if it's not in your immediate environment. Oh, yeah, Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. 60 breaking down to a 6. So fire signs, they're basically telling you to be a water sign. Be a water sign, be very intuitive, be very tuned into your feelings. They're going to tell you everything you need to know about what's being presented to you, okay? Because I keep getting this energy of like, go deeper, the surface is like deceiving. Like whatever's on the surface for you, especially when it comes to people, is not what it seems. All right, it's not what it seems, and your intuition and your feelings are going to tell you everything you need to know. But there's still joy to be had. Keep yourself open. Can't talk. Keep yourself open to that, especially if you start to feel like people are against you. Find the joy; it's there. All right, water signs. Hey, water signs. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Any advice for my water signs, please? When Mars is retrograding into Aries. It's like such a water sign thing. Connecting with people is a good thing. People need to say it that way. It's a good thing. It is. It can be. It can be. I'm getting fear and anxiety around connecting with people or being around people. Some of you guys might find that you have a lot of like opportunities to actually be around people, which I know with COVID, it's like every situation's different. But I'm getting the energy of anxiety and social anxiety. It's okay to connect with people. You might be really sensitive around this time. For some of you, I feel like someone's making you really nervous. Could be the case with the butterflies, water signs. I feel like that's very accurate. Yeah, some of you guys just have a bad case of the butterflies because you really are into someone, or you can feel energetically that they're into you and it's giving you anxiety. Let's see. Any advice for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, for Mars retrograding into Aries. Ooh, Crow Spirit, co-create with Spirit, 17, break it down to an 8. I'm actually getting a Justice card vibe off of this, like hardcore. 8 is an auspicious energy. It is my CEO, manifestation, successful, abundant energy here. I feel like you've been manifesting, honestly, water signs. Oh, that's what it is. I think you're manifesting social opportunities, and I think you're getting anxiety. Let me get another card for you. But keep doing it, keep manifesting, keep working with Spirit, okay? Wow, uber masculine and feminine right there. What? Look at that. Whoa. Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. Energy of 44, a master number. Stag Spirit, take the lead. 58, what is that? 15, 14, 13, a 4. Whoa, so 4, 4, 4. And don't forget, Earth signs also had 2 4s going on. And Earth and Water signs are fairly compatible. I don't know why I feel the need to say that. I think some guys might be dealing with the Earth sign or have that in your chart. But that, I honestly feel this intense masculine and feminine power, like super, super intense, hardcore. I feel like some of you are manifesting, like I said, social opportunities. Some of you have manifested a really intense person. And I feel the anxiety, man. I can feel it, and I can feel the nervousness. Wow. Oh, yeah, I can feel it. Some of you, this is definitely also leaning towards like an ascension process. And again, ascension process is very physical. It's very physical. But yeah, I'm just getting this massive surge of power, but I'm getting so much anxiety with it. Some of you are actually also dealing with someone like it's going to be like a very power couple sort of energy, even if it's just a business relationship or romantic, obviously. But I'm feeling like integration. Yeah. I'm feeling integration. I'm feeling intense masculine alpha, and also very intense feminine alpha, like coming together. So again, this could be just unifying within your own energy and ascending. Some of you are dealing with this person, and I think at first it's giving you anxiety. I just keep getting anxiety. So just stay grounded. Just stay grounded and just keep really close connection with your guides and your higher self and with spirit at this time, no matter which boat you're in, whether it's an ascension process or you're actually dealing with someone super freaking intense and powerful, and you'll be okay. You'll be okay, water signs. Okay, all right, guys, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to check out Vimeo and Patreon. Everything else you need is linked below. And I hope you guys have a really good night and really enjoy this transit for the next couple months, all right? Have a good night, guys. Namaste.